Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever one it happens to be for you. I hope you're doing well. So, yes, it is the day after the game, and I would like to just have my say really, because I've seen some stuff that I don't know if I watch sometimes a completely different game. So, let's talk about the game overall. The first half, I felt like that we did control the game for some of the game, like quite a bit of the game. However, I do think that we also were very lucky not to concede. So I think that they definitely had chances, and they had a fair amount of them, but they weren't clinical. But then saying that, I feel like we also had some chances to score goals, and we didn't do so. So I think that overall, that first half was all right. The second half, I think that we did back off quite a bit. I think it was like the 50th minute, something like that. We were really struggling. So about 10 minutes in, maybe 5-10 minutes into the game, as the second half kicked off, I feel like that we did allow them to have a lot more chances. We gave them a lot more hope, and that was really, really disappointing to see that happen. I know, of course, we did score the 2 goals quite quickly in that first half. We've got that own goal, and then the first goal, which I thought was actually fantastic by Polinia. Great overhead kick by him. But I think, as I say, a lot of people are dunking on a lot of players that I don't actually think played that badly. So for me, Paulinho was fantastic, showed his real quality. Kinski, I thought, was good. And I'm going to say it, I don't think Brennan Johnson was as bad as what people say. I don't know what the stats are exactly for Brennan Johnson, but when I watched him, it looked like he was putting in some really good passes, some really good in the box. He was getting the ball and getting it into that box, and nobody was there, or Tell was there and messed it up and fluffed it up. So I actually think that Johnson didn't do a bad job at all. I did see him get back and help out. I don't know where people are saying that he didn't at all, because I looked at his heat map quickly, and his heat map did show that he was getting up and down that right hand side. So I'm not entirely sure. So as I say, I think that people are being quite harsh on Johnson. I thought Archie Gray had a really good game as well. I thought that he made some really good runs. Again, I think he did some good passing. I think that he looked really good. I even think Bentancur was good. I think that he had his head on everything, both ends of the pitch, like when it was defending and when it was attacking, and I think that he actually was really good. There was points that we were giving the ball away pointlessly, needlessly, but that was all of them, and I wouldn't pinpoint one player more than the other, because it just seemed like it catches. Once one player does it, it feels like they all just do it. But yeah, overall, I think that it was a game we could have messed up, and we didn't mess up. We've messed it up in the past, and people complain that we've been putting these players on that obviously aren't good enough and can't win us the game. So we have to put our big guns on to win us the game. So I think that it is a little bit unfair on the players to say that it was totally get it in the rubbish bin, because we did get it over the line, and I think that was what was important in a round like this. If you look, some of the other teams have also struggled against these lower teams. If you look at Chelsea, they struggled. And if you look at Arsenal, they won the game, but they scored the second goal very late on in the game. So yeah, these games aren't always the easiest, and the main thing is to get them over the line. It wasn't a pretty game. It wasn't that enjoyable of a game to watch. Like, I wasn't, that excited, if you get what I mean. Like, it wasn't like one of those games, but we got it over the line, and I think that's what's important, considering, like I say, we have been tripped up by these teams in the past, and we've already seen some upsets in the cup where bigger teams have gone out to a smaller team. So I think that overall it's fine. Like, we got the job done, and Brennan Johnson got his goal. Johnson again, ole ole. I'm happy for him. I think, like I say, he did work hard and he could have had a couple of assists had not it been for the fact that Tell was fluffing his lines when he got the ball. So, yeah, I think that, like I say, I don't think it was a great game, but I don't think it was an awful game. And I don't think some of these players that people are saying were awful. I think Odebert, again, I don't think Odebert was that bad. I think Odebert looked all right. And people might say, well, that's his level. Well, hold on a minute. When we was talking about the other games in the past and they didn't get over the line and we had to bring on our bigger players, if you like, then that obviously shows that they weren't at the level and they couldn't get the job done. So I think that they're Premier League players who should absolutely be able to get it over the line regardless. And that isn't always the case. So I think that actually the players only get to play what's in front of them. And I think that actually they did very well. Big up to Doncaster though, because I think they did actually play well. And I do think that they'll be disappointed that they didn't score a goal, because they really probably did deserve a goal overall, and they just didn't have anybody that was clinical to do that. So yeah, I think that Ajayi, who played, who's on loan there, played really well too. Him and Olyang, I'm trying to say his name, but Olzanya. I'm really bad. But he was really good with him. Like, he was good. They linked up well. So yeah, like I say, I think that overall we got through, and now we have got to Newcastle away, which is going to be a tough game. Not gonna lie, that is going to be a hard game. But Newcastle aren't the Newcastle of before. Without Isak, I do think that they've not nearly been as good. So I think that the chances are 50-50 of going through against Newcastle. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. Please let me know your opinions. Let me know if you believe that I'm wrong about Brennan Johnson. If you believe I'm wrong about Odebert, please let me know, because I like to have these conversations. I think it's important to have these conversations. Keep it respectful in the chat when you do have these conversations with people though, because we're all just football fans. We all just love Tottenham, so let's keep it respectful. But yeah, I feel like that people are being quite harsh on Brennan Johnson, and I don't really get it, because for me, I actually don't think he had a bad game at all. And you might say, well, that's his level, but he scores in numerous games, and people go, but he only scores against this team and this team. Well, you can only score against the team that you're playing against. So if he scores goals, then I don't really understand where the problem is, because people want us to score goals and say that we can't score goals. And I think that he made a brilliant run, and he one-on-one, he's very clinical. So I don't see the problem with that. But maybe that is just me. So please let me know what you think. Take very, very good care of yourselves, and we'll speak again real soon.